You're listening to Your Purpose and Business podcast, where we connect you to possibilities. I'm your host, Raquel Walters, a two-time best-selling author, millennial speaker, corporate trainer, advocate, and clinical social worker at heart. Your Purpose and Business podcast will connect you with everyday successful people who will share their impactful stories, insights, challenges, failures, and triumphs on how they're navigating the working world, whether by climbing the 9-to-5 corporate ladder or starting, growing, and scaling their business. So grab your pen and notebook because you'll want to implement the nuggets and tools, strategies shared in every episode. Class is in session. Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Your Purpose and Business podcast. My name is Raquel Walters, and I'm here with our lovely guest, Shanisha Collins. So Shanisha Collins is a serial entrepreneur who has quickly established herself as the standard of excellence for creating dynamic experiences while leading her brands through rapid growth. Shanisha fueled her multi-passionate desires by launching her UX consultancy firm, Reaux Designs and Solutions, and her home services company, the Maid Experience. Shanisha's passionate about community and business resource utilization, digital accessibility, and user experience research. As a graduate of Kent State University and the Cuyahoga Community College, Shanisha advocated for students on both campuses and played a pivotal role in policy change and has seen significant results over the last decade. Before starting her businesses, Shanisha was the media services manager for a multi-state nonprofit organization and served as the first user experience designer and researcher at a local private university. She currently lives in the Kent area with her two teenagers, whom she affectionately calls the B and G. Miss Collins, it's a pleasure to have you on the Your Purpose and Business podcast. Welcome.
Thank you so much, Raquel. It's a pleasure to be here. Thank you for having me.
You're very welcome. I love that you affectionately call your two teenagers B and G. That is so sweet. How did you come up with that?
So the B and G, it stands for boy and girl.
Mhm.
So when I first started on social media, I was one of those parents who didn't want to put like my children's names out there or things, but I always told like stories about my kids. So I would always refer to my son as the boy and refer to my daughter as the girl. And then to shorten it, it was like the B and G, and it stuck. And so even people who have never met my kids, they always say, "Where's the boy? Where's the girl?" Or, I love the B and G. So it was just something that ended up sticking.
I love it, and I totally understand. Definitely keeping their names private from social media, but I love it. It has a ring to it, BNG.
Yes.
And so yes, and so Shanisha, you're on a Your Purpose and Business podcast, and I love to ask all my guests, what purpose do you think you have in this world?
Oh my goodness. I think my purpose is I feel like I'm truly a master connector.
Mhm.
So I am a person who it goes beyond just networking, but I'm a person where someone may tell me something or they may mention something in a conversation. And I'm like, oh, I know someone who, that it would be a great connection for you. Or I know of a resource that would help you out. So I think I'm such a resourceful person. And I believe that that's really tied to my purpose to connect other people with people and resources that can help them in their lives.
I love that answer. Being a connector, I think, and a networker is actually a good skill. And for some people, I know it comes innately, but I feel like it's such a valuable skill, especially in today's world, right? It's important to connect. It's important to network. It's also important to give back and to be of service. And I believe that you've been able to do so. Shanisha, tell me, when was it that you had that thought or idea that, you know what, I wanted to become a business owner?
Oh my goodness. I think it was before I started college. So my college journey is rather funny, because I've always been a bigger girl. And I had noticed this was like before 2010. There was not a lot of resources for bigger women outside of, Lane Bryant, Torrid, and Ashley Stewart. Um, and I wanted to open a plus size boutique, an online plus size boutique. And so I thought the path to do so was to go to college. So I enrolled in college under the e-commerce program. And that was really nice. I enjoyed it. But once I was there, I kind of switched gears and changed into um, a different major. So I would say it was probably, I had to be in my late 20s when I thought about being a business owner.
Mm-hmm. Nice. No, I love that story. And also too, I noticed in your bio that you worked on policy change and at Kent State University and at Cuyahoga Community College as well. And so before starting all your businesses, so I guess my question is what relation, if there's any, that policy making and advocacy and all of that played a role even today, because I do know that you have more than one businesses, which we're going to be getting into later on in our conversation.
Yeah, so when I started at Cuyahoga Community College,
Mhm.
I began to get involved in a lot of the things on campus.
Mhm.
And once I was involved in things on campus, like I was joining the different clubs that they would have. I would attend the different events that they would have on campus. And eventually I ran for student government on
Mhm.
campus. So I was elected as the um, vice president at the campus that I attended.
Mhm.
And from there, I ended up being selected as the president of the Joint Student Council, which was over all of the campuses at Cuyahoga Community College.
Mhm.
And so being able to advocate for the students and in that position, you're very knowledgeable about the different resources that they have on campus for the students and things. So I think that's pretty much where I started like really noticing that a lot of these resources are available for us, but people aren't utilizing them, whether it's because they don't know about them or they don't feel that they're qualified for them, and that type of stuff. And then in regards to policies, of course, even on like a college campus, the policies affect the students, just like when you think about policies in the traditional government sense, whether it's local, state, or on the federal level, with the policies. So in regards to business, I pay attention still now to a lot of the different policies that are being written up, because they affect us as business owners.
Sure.
Interestingly enough, the other day I was in a class and I was telling them about our governor here in Ohio, who just recently did the state of dress. And I was telling them how important it is for us business owners to pay attention to those addresses, because they can have a direct effect on our businesses. And then also, we need to make sure that we're paying attention to what's happening in the state, because it may be an opportunity that we can be able to serve the state or serve, our local government through our businesses. So yeah, I think policy is very important, and paying
Yeah.
attention to policies is very important in business.
It does, and the reason why I wanted to ask you that question, Shanisha, is because you're on a podcast for mostly millennials, but we attract all different generations, and even the Gen Xers that are coming up, I think they're called Gen Xers, excuse me. It's like they believe that school is invalid and they don't need to go on after their diploma to college, or maybe get an associate degree or some sort of certification. I do understand it because one, maybe financial, two, maybe there are other skill sets that you don't necessarily need a degree in. However, I think it's of utmost importance if you are afforded the opportunity to go to college. It does serve um, a value. It gives value to the marketplace. It gives you the ability to be able to think critically, to try out things, to network, to tap into different resources. And I think that policy is a big one. It might be boring for some people, but it also plays out in not only where you live, your work, your whole lifestyle, but also if you're aspiring to be or become a business owner as well. And I think it's very important that you said all of that. And within that too, Shanisha, you also spoke about how you tried different things too. At one point you were a student governor, right? And so all of these things definitely adds to your resume in you building out your businesses, which the first business I want you to speak about is your UX consulting firm. So tell us more about that.
Yeah, so Reaux Designs and Solutions is a boutique UX consultancy firm. And so, what we do is we help small business owners connect with their customers base through user research. One thing that I noticed in the industry is that that is a gap that small business owners do not necessarily have access to someone in my capacity and for my professional capacity. Um, However, the larger companies, these corporations, they understand the need to have a user experience designer, researcher on their team. Um, and a lot of those corporations, these are like the multi-million dollar, billion dollar corporations, actually have in-house UX teams for like variety of reasons. So I saw that small business owners do not have access to someone like myself and other UX professionals. And so I want to be able to fill that gap.
I love it. And Shanisha, for those who don't understand what a UX design solution is, or your firm, can you break it down some more? Like, what type of help would you be able to provide to businesses large and small?
Yeah, so when it comes down to like say for instance, the easiest example that I could give is more so like websites.
Mhm.
So if a company is looking to have their website built, it's good for them to have research performed as to what their client base may be coming to the website to do, so that they can make sure that, when they're building out the website, that the project is moving forward according to what their customer base is. Because sometimes the companies, or they may build a website and then they're wondering like, why are people calling our help desk?
Mm.
Well, that's because you don't have the information that they're looking for on their website. um Sometimes people are wondering, why are people bouncing from their website? Well, maybe it's because they can't find, where you put things at. So it could break down from like the labels that's on the website, or just even the usability. A lot of times, like I said, in my bio, I'm passionate about like digital accessibility. um just like at a brick and mortar business, how they may be required to have the handicap parking spots or the ramps and things like that. there are people who have various types of abilities,
Mhm.
and they still need to be able to access and utilize our services even in the online space.
Very true. Yeah, I love that.
A UX professional, um, honestly, the umbrella for user experience is so vast. So there's um, people like myself, like I am passionate about the research aspect of user experience, but there's people out there who are content strategists who strategize on where the content is and that's on the website, or they even have like information architects who focus on the structure of the website. And then the designers, they may, focus on the user interface aspect of it. How does the website look? So it usually is a team of people.
Mhm.
Sometimes there's some of us who are able to do multiple roles,
Uh-huh.
but it's best to have someone who is like really dedicated to one section or not.
Right. I understand. And a follow-up question would be, Shanisha, how soon, especially for aspiring entrepreneurs or entrepreneurs just starting their side hustle or their full-time business, how soon should they hire a UX consultant like yourself?
Oh, immediately.
Mhm.
To be honest with you, um, you can save a lot. A lot of times, this is what happens is that, well, for small business owners, like I said, they don't necessarily have a lot of access to someone in my capacity. Um, but for companies who are doing like product development and things like that, it's very important to have someone um, at the beginning of the project, because if they don't, then what happens is they go into like this spinning circle. And it's like, why is this product not working? Why is this service not working? And then they have to bring us in at that time, and we kind of have to work backwards.
Yeah.
So it ends up costing the company more to not have a UX person at the beginning, as opposed to if they had someone at the beginning, then we can like cycle through things the proper way, as
Mhm.
opposed to, you know, having to keep going back and forth, I would
Mhm.
say.
Yes, I love it. Thank you for sharing that. And is there any connection with your first business and your second business, which is the Maid Experience? Because I know that you value and you pride yourself on, definitely delivering a dynamic experience to all of your customers. And so tell us a little bit about the Maid Experience and how did that idea come about in helping to have your customers come home to or go to the office in a clean and welcoming environment. How did that come about?
Yes, so there is a connection. While I was building my consultancy firm, I was injured one summer, and it left me unable to walk. Um, and so I kind of fell into a depression. I didn't kind of, I fell into a depression. And my house just turned into chaos. So um my friends and my family, they would just come over and help and clean my house, and it really helped me pull myself out of that depression. And so decided to pay it forward, and I started helping other people in that capacity, by helping clean their homes. And then people started asking me to come back, so I was like, I better open up a cleaning business.
Nice.
And so I named it the Maid Experience, because I'm passionate about experiences.
Mhm.
So it was just kind of like the perfect name. So it was like a homage to the fact that I am a user experience professional, and now I'm going into the cleaning industry. Um, but the interesting tie to that is the Maid Experience is heavily tech enabled. So it's not just like a regular cleaning service. We offer like online booking, and so um, I use a lot of my background in making sure that like the different processes and things that are in place for my clients and also for my technicians.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I love it. And Shanisha, how challenging was that, if any at all, when you decided to make that transition? Because I know you spoke about the experience. You know, you were at a time in your life when you were depressed, and you know, you got that idea because of your family and your friends assisting you with cleaning your own home, right? And so I think my question is, how challenging was it for that startup? Because people are out there right now looking to generate additional income stream, and sometimes they don't really have a lot of time to put it behind a business, and I even though I know that your business take a lot of work, but I do know that you also outsource a lot of your work from your employees that work for you, so it's not like you're going in and cleaning every house too. So I think speak to that efficiency, because I think that's smart, working smarter, not necessarily harder, even though don't get me wrong, I do understand the back end and what it takes to build a business. But I think how can you empower others, possibly working a 9 to 5 and wanting to dive into, starting their business and generating income from it, but not only just the income, but also being of service, valuable service to others, whether that's through a product or a service like the Maid Experience.
Yes. So the startup for the Maid Experience was rather quick, to be honest. Once I decided that, okay, well, I'm going to start a cleaning business, I just so happened to be following someone who had started a cleaning business, and he was teaching other people how to start their own cleaning business. And his name is Rohan Giltz. I absolutely love him. so, so he started his cleaning business while he worked a 9 to 5, and he went on to teach other people how to do so. And so he was starting a class, and the class you had to just be present every day for 30 days. He taught you step by step. And at the end of that 30 days, you're ready to launch your business. And so I dedicated my time. I actually was temporarily living at my mom's house due to car issues. So I actually built my cleaning business in my mom's walk-in closet.
Wow.
Um, and I would say the challenge is that when I launched, like a couple of weeks later, the world shut down due to COVID.
Mhm.
So
Wow.
that was a challenge in regards to the home cleaning industry, because everything shut down. And so I had to make that decision at that time to pivot to commercial cleaning.
Mhm.
So what I would say to other people who may be having a 9 to 5 and they want to start a hustle, that if they could invest in themselves and follow a proven process through someone else, and just realize that they do not have to do it on their own. I mean, we all, well, I can say for myself, and I'm not sure if this is true for you as well, but I know that with my consultancy business, I was trying to do everything on my own. And
Mhm. Yes.
it took some years before, I was like, okay, well, let me sign up for a program to help me. And it wasn't necessarily a high cost program. It was, the 1K one day, Nicole Walters program that I signed up to help me with my consultancy business. And so I would say for other people uh, to not be afraid to invest in themselves with proven, trustworthy um, consultants who can help you quickly get past a lot of the barriers that you would encounter if you're trying to do it on your own.
Mhm,
Hope that
mhm.
makes sense.
It does make sense, and I believe in investing in yourself. I mean, I think of it this way. We go to school. Whatever level school you go to, you pay money, right, to get a service, to get educated. And so, even though I know that people are learning things off of what they're calling YouTube University these days. I like that term. But at the end of the day, yes, you can learn, but is it the step by step proven process that you spoke about, Shanisha? So I believe in mentorship, I believe in coaches, I believe in consultants, and I believe that finding the right one that aligns with whatever business that you want to start and to grow and to scale, of course. It's worth the investment. It's a shortcut way to definitely accelerate faster to get whatever goal that you have set out, versus like just researching and not knowing what steps to take, because it takes a lot of time and effort and lost money. And even personally too, because you did ask me that question if it was true for me. Yes, in the beginning I started trying to research myself too, and I wasted a lot of time and I made a lot of mistakes until I decided to invest. And an investment could be small or big. So definitely that was great advice. Huge on investing in yourself, because knowledge is power at the end of the day. you know
Yes, definitely.
and so, Shanisha, you're doing a lot. You're a mom. You are so smart, educated. You have running two businesses, and I want to just call you dear friend as well. Also, Shanisha didn't even say that she is a author as well. Could you tell us a little bit about your book, the name, how we can get it, what's it about?
Yes, I am a um best-selling author. So last year I took part in an anthology called From Hurting to Healing. Um and it takes the stories of 21 awesome Black women, and we just talk about, our stories, our testimonies from trauma and tragedy to triumph. My part in the book, I did speak about my journey as a mother. I spoke about, the things that I went through when I went through the depression, and how I've come to realize that, I have to forgive myself, because a lot of moms hold a lot of guilt because of things that we've done when we didn't know better. Like, if you don't know, then you don't know. But just, being able to talk about that, there's power in forgiving yourself, and giving grace to yourself as well. And just the little issues that you have as a mom,
Mhm.
because it's funny. My kids were talking. We were talking last night, and my son was saying that sometimes he can't believe that me and my daughter are his mom and sister. And then my daughter always asks me, like, how does it feel to have kids? I'm like, it's weird. Like, it's really weird. And I'm actually responsible for humans.
Mhm.
And how their mental health is, and the things that you worry about as a mom. It's a lot. And throughout the process, that I would say that for a long time I mothered with fear, because I was scared to make mistakes. I was scared for my children to make mistakes. And um but we're on a journey of healing. And um a lot of times when I look back, I'm like, thank God we got through that.
Mhm.
Thank you, God, that we got through that. And where I'm at now is, when they say the peace that surpasses all understanding,
Mhm.
I used to pray for this moment. I,
Yes.
I literally used to say, God, let me wake up and just have peace. And
Mhm.
I can't even tell you the day that it happened, because it actually happened over time. it's
Mhm.
not going to be like a magical moment, you know? And
Yes.
I'm sorry I get emotional about that, but
But it's so
uh,
beautiful.
I
Yes.
never
Love
want to, once
story.
you get peace, you never want to go back, you
Mm-hmm.
know? So,
Mm-hmm. Yes.
so yeah, so I always forget to plug my book, but it's, you can order it on Amazon. And then in the next week or so, I will actually have it available on my website. So
Mhm. I
yeah,
love it. And what's the name again?
it's From Hurting to Healing.
From hurting to healing. Oh my gosh, guys, you
Yeah.
definitely have to go to Amazon and get it. And last question for you, Miss Shanisha. So you're doing a lot. You're a mom, you're a best-selling author, you're running two businesses. What are you doing in your free time, your spare time? Like what are you doing to keep you grounded and some sort of balance, in your life? What is it that you do?
So I have to force myself to get free time. So that's pretty interesting because I am a person where if I could choose to just stay in the house, I'll stay in the house. When I'm out of the house, I do like to go to karaoke. I have a whole stage name and everything. It's so funny.
Nice. What's your stage name, girl?
My stage name, yes, my stage name is Milkshake. Welcome,
Oh my gosh.
Milkshake, to the stage.
Milkshake.
Yeah, so and then outside of that, I just really don't do too much. I mean, I like to read.
Mhm.
So I'm always like listening to an audio book. I'm one of those people who I buy the physical book and then I also download the audio book because if I'm driving somewhere, I want to know what's going on. So
Yes, yes.
and I think that's it. Lately I've been just doing a lot of mindset
Mhm.
things.
Mhm.
Just listening to some of the great philosophers in regards to your mindset and how much control you have, that you truly have over your life, and it's really based on how you think
Mhm.
about yourself and others. So that's pretty much what I do.
Yeah, I love it. I
Yeah.
love all of it. Yeah, yeah. I love a good audiobook as well. Even if I do have the physical copy, I feel like I get through it quicker. Um, you know, but I just love listening to stuff versus reading. But beautiful. So Shanisha, it's been a pleasure to have you on today. Let us know how the audience can get in contact with you, whether it is that they want a true maid experience with your cleaning company, or they wanted to hire you for your UX, user experience consulting services as well.
Okay, yeah. So I'm just gonna drop my social media link.
Sure.
So you can find the Maid Experience at Maid Experience on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And for myself, you can find me at Hey Shanisha on Instagram, Twitter, and Clubhouse.
Mhm. Nice, nice.
Yeah.
And your book, of course, From Her to Healing on Amazon.com. Just Google search that. But I'm pretty sure you have a link on your website, or right?
Yes, so to be honest, I'm revamping my website, so it should be up in the next 2 weeks or so.
No worries. Amazon also will do. So, guys, you definitely want to get that book, From Her to Healing. It is a great read, and definitely reach out to Shanisha. So, Shanisha, is there any last word you want to leave our listeners with?
Um, yes, I would like to tell the listeners that you do not have to do this alone, whether it's business, whether it's life. Make sure that you find yourself a tribe, and the tribe can be through community resources or through business resources, but you definitely do not have to do this on your own. and you're not supposed to. So that's it.
Amen. Amen to that, rich friend. And we call each other rich friend because again, guys, we're a part of a community, and that community that Shanisha speaks about, you don't have to do it alone. Amen to that. Shanisha, it's been a pleasure and an honor to have you under Your Purpose and Business podcast, stopping by and dropping gems and just letting us know how you service others through your two businesses and also through your best-selling book From Hurt to Healing. And guys, don't forget, all her links will be included in the show notes so you can have easy access to connect with her. And so, guys, remember always to be good to yourself, and we'll catch you in the next episode. Bye for now.
Thank you for listening. If you've loved this episode, let's stay in touch. Head over to RaquelWalters.com and subscribe to my email list so that I can send you updates on new episodes, exclusive motivational nuggets, and insider knowledge that's only shared when you join our community. Please don't forget to subscribe to this podcast and leave a review, as I want to know your thoughts about every episode. Follow me on Instagram at Your Purpose and Business Podcast. And remember, your life is beautiful, and this is a part of your journey. So embrace it. Speak to you soon.